I have SPYAIR stuck in my head. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to VKH Live. I am your host, Jeff DeWitt. This is stream 2 out of 3 for today. Hope these streams are finding you well. Hope these streams are finding you excited for Anime Weekend Atlanta coming up this week. That is what these streams are covering. We just finished a stream covering Rookies is Punked. We'll be performing on Sunday, a week from today. Also performing with them is going to be the topic of this stream, which is SPYAIR. For those of you who are unfamiliar, actually, I don't think there's a lot of people that are unfamiliar. I saw Delta in chat, wanted to know what song I have stuck in my head, and had some recommendations for people. People who've never listened to SPYAIR, I recommend 3 songs from Gintama, Samurai Heart, Sakura Mitsusuki, and Genjo Destruction, and also I'm a Believer from Haikyuu. I wasn't super informed about SPYAIR, mainly because they didn't strike me as like the kind of band that I would be super into. You know, I was kind of getting the vibe they were like a Maroon 5 of Japan or something like that, you know. But I dug into them for, the purpose of future coverage from them, which we will be providing. By the way, VKH is going to be at AWA. We will be covering the concerts. We will be doing all kinds of other things, including live streams. I'm not at liberty to confirm or schedule any of them yet. It's probably going to be an on-the-fly thing at this point, so we'll probably put out a floating article with, like a scheduled event that we'll just stream from and tweet out and tag in Discord and stuff that we're live. By the way, if you see a Discord widget on chat, that is our Discord. It's called VKH Underground. And if you want to stream or if you want to chat from there, if you want to check that out, and go bond with a bunch of fans over your favorite J-Rock and VK artists. That's what that place is all about. Otherwise, you can chill in the YouTube chat. But yeah, as I dug into them, I found some stuff. I was like, okay, wait a minute, let me take this back. I gotta remember, this isn't America, like, it's just because it's a big band doesn't mean, the music's like not going to be my thing at all, and this is, I found some solid stuff, man. I found some, some stuff I'm down with. I'm probably going to keep exploring, going to keep getting into them. I'm going to go over some of it on this stream, but definitely liking what I'm seeing. Very intrigued to see what they're like live. So let me pull up our article on them, and I will, read from that, so I don't have to read from memory. For those of you who aren't familiar with SPYAIR, let's see. So we can do like a quick background, kind of give a little bit of info so you can get an idea of like what kind of a band this is. But while I'm pulling that up, anybody in chat, if you have any favorite SPYAIR songs, let me know. If you've never heard of anything from SPYAIR, let me know. So SPYAIR's really big is the thing. Like, they are really, from everything I can tell, they're big deal. They're a big band. The comparison is drawn to like Maroon 5, but it's more like a mixture of Maroon 5 and Linkin Park or something like that, They actually have said they're influenced by a lot of Western artists. They've listed out Korn, Michael Jackson even, and Linkin Park. So they kind of exist in that sphere where they mix a lot of rock and pop and electronic music in different ways to make their sound. Their music's been massively successful in Japan. The last 4 albums they've had have broken the top 10 on the Oricon album charts, and 3 of those have like just broken into the top 5. If any of you watch the anime series Gintama, they make like all the openings, almost like a lot of the openings for Gintama. Their most recent single came out, I believe, when did it come out? I believe it came out in July, maybe. I don't know. Let me see. Yeah, it came out in July of this year. It's called I Wanna Be. That was the opening for Gintama Shirogane no Tamashi Hen. So probably going to be an anime I should probably check out to some degree, before, getting over to AWA. Those of you that attended last night's after hours know I am putting in a concerted effort to try some more anime, get back into the animes a little bit. So, might as well throw in, a little bit of Gintama on top of all of that. So, so they're quite a big deal. Now, like my initial impression, like my updated impression was writing the article about them and Rookies as Punks touring North, Central, and South America together. My initial impression was based off of I Wanna Be, which is they have a short PV out for. It's available on Apple Music and Spotify and stuff. It's pretty broadly available. And I wasn't like super impressed personally. It's just not my cup of tea. It's the very mainstream Annie-song sound. But I had a hunch because I thought I'd seen or heard stuff from them in the past that there was like more to it than just that. And, they do have a bit of a hard rock look to them and a hard rock vibe. So I did look through some stuff, and boy, did I find some interesting things. They really do, it's really interesting, like, because they're really operating at like a hyper mainstream level of success and popularity, and like a lot of their music is used for like anime intros, for example, and like they're like pop star levels of successful, but they don't, at least in the past, they don't seem to be afraid to go a little bit harder when they want to, and they're really good about like disguising it. So I think that's what threw me off at first, is that like a lot of their songs, it's like if you were to just hear the chorus or part of the chorus or something, or if you just kind of like heard a snippet of it, it's not quite representative of the overall mood of the song. It might sound a little Annie song-esque, but there's a lot of these that I was really caught off guard by, how hard the guitars would come across, and how passionate like some of the music can be. Like the vocalist, his vocals, like they can border on like some kind of like pseudo power metal kind of vocals when he really pushes himself. Like he's got like a really strong voice that he can kind of turn up and turn down as necessary. It's not so there, and then the guitarist is very talented. Like you can tell like this isn't just this, so it's not like our kind of a Maroon 5 band where it's like, yeah, they probably aren't that great at playing their instruments. That's probably why they went into pop music. Like that's like my thoughts on Maroon 5 at this point. But like these guys are definitely not like that. I heard chords, like guitar chords, like really impactful like alt rock, hard rock guitar playing combined with like these passionate vocals. And some of these songs I was like getting vibes from like bands that used to do that, like Rise Against used to do that really well here in the States. You know, like they have like an added layer of emotion than I think most bands that operate in this like kind of mainstream industry, J-rock industry, are able to pull off. So I was quite taken aback by that. So I'll get into the music a little bit more in a second. Talk about like what I was listening to and what songs actually been stuck in my head. It was one of the first ones I found. But first I'm going to pull up their events and go over them at AWA that they're going to have. And then I'll check in with the chats. And let's see if I can pull up the schedule. Let's see how the stream connection's doing, by the way. Do we need some duct tape on the internet here? No? Looks okay. Refresh, get an update. So I'm slowly putting more and more things on. Like I've got the slideshow, so it's like, all right, did that tin can the stream? You know, because I'm trying to I'm reducing everything and making it as optimized as possible, because we will be streaming live from a con, and my God, con internet is something else. And taking other precautions in terms of securing my own internet and through hotspots and stuff like that. But you know, just I like having backups on backups for these sorts of things. So. Because God knows they come in handy way more than you would expect them to be. So let's see. Yeah, so nothing on Thursday, it looks like, the 20th. Let's look at Friday. I'm not seeing anything. Oh, nope, here we go. That was strange. Sorry, give me a second. My browser's being weird. Yeah, so on Friday the 21st at 2 p.m., there's an autograph session for SPYAIR. And that's going on at the same time as the Rookies is Punks autograph session. And if I look in here, God damn it, I keep hitting back, and it's but the website is it's just all like one widget. So I keep unconsciously hitting the back button when I'm trying to close out, and it's just sending me back to the homepage. Boomer Jeff on stream right now, pretty much. So let's see. Yeah, I'm imagining they're together. These are together. Let's see. There's the autograph area. Yeah, so they're both going to be in the autograph area at the same time. Yep. So, yeah, 2 p.m. on Friday for that. Anything else on Friday? Nope. Let's see what they got on Saturday. Anything? No, I'm not seeing anything. Nope. And then Sunday they have the is like the main reason you would be going to see them, which is they are doing a concert with Rookies is Punked at 3:30 p.m. on Sunday, and all these times are EST, by the way, since it is in Atlanta. So yeah, pretty straightforward schedule there. Yeah, I did. One of our viewers is unfortunately not going to be able to make it. So we were just talking in Discord about. It's very strange that it's fairly abnormal that like a con like this goes this long. But I mean, really, does seem to come down to there's like a lot of artists, a lot of events, a lot of planning. They're really trying to go for it. So. But yeah, so that's the main schedule. Not a ton, but yeah, let's see what everyone's saying. I still need to listen to SPYAIR. I need recommendations for songs to check out. Well, Delta left some in the chat here. I'll read some more of those out, I think. And then I'll give you mine as well, Gula. Kimiko says, my friend Ducky is going to AWA. Well, yeah, anybody at AWA, you have open permission and invitation from me and Winona. If you see us, come say hi. We'll be around, you know. If we're streaming at the time and you want to hop on the stream, like, feel free. Yeah, let's see. Axe the Great, I haven't caught a stream in ages. I'm excited. Well, cool. Thanks for watching. Glad you could catch one. SPYAIR were one of the first J-Rock bands I ever listened to, along with One OK Rock. Yeah, I'm getting that impression from, you know, a few different people. I never really caught them. I guess, like, I don't know. I remember, like, when I was first getting into J-Rock and I would see PV previews, that would really discourage me from going any further into investigating. Like, I was looking for the full song. So I think, and maybe there wasn't as much SPYAIR available at the time. Now, by the way, there's plenty available. Spotify, it's really sparse, but like a lot, if not all of their discography is on Apple Music. So you should definitely check that out. Oh yeah, I did read the Delta's favorites out that they mentioned. Okay, cool, yeah. Gintama Silver Soul Arc is the translation if you're curious. It was supposedly the last arc, but the mangaka is a troll and has done numerous fake endings. Gintama is a very long-running anime with a bunch of different parts, seasons. Is it... Now, this is a trap. It's spelled like Ike, but I'm going to go with Ike because it's the Japanese vocalist. Ike's vocals are strong AF. Is that did I just get around the trap? Oh no, did I break Delta's hamster wheel internet? Is it it's working for me. Yeah, let me check the duct tape on the tin can over on my end and see where we're at. Yeah, health is good, but it's a 720p stream, so we may have to look at doing 480. Honestly, Delta, at this point, I'm kind of using you as like the expectation for like what I'm going to be running into, you know, at the con. Because if people are watching the con stream at the con, you know, they're going to have really tiny baby hamsters pushing a hamster wheel that powers their internet. So, yeah. Okay, cool. So, now that we're caught up with chat, yeah, I'm going to get into some of my recommendations. So, let's see if I can remember. Okay, so the song, I'll start with like my current favorite. Just mainly because it's definitely not their heaviest. It's just been stuck in my head. It's catchy. It's fun. But it's called Some Like It Hot. And it is it's a fun little dance song. This is where I got the most Maroon 5 vibes from, I'll be completely honest. But it's like, you know, they have some girls chanting in the background like, hey, hey, some like it hot, you know. And then like it's just this happy little guitar riff, and the drums are kind of muted, and it's, you know, it's very poppy, but it's very catchy, and it's fun, and it worked a lot better than I would have expected it to, because it's like, you know, it's not that like overproduced and like they manipulated like you know, the sound to sound like pop. It still sounds very much like rock, if not like light rock or something like that, but the pop energy of it is definitely there. Like in the chorus, everybody's jumping up and down, having fun. I mean that's like the impression I get in my head. That's what I'm doing. But yeah, that's been stuck in my head all week. So I kind of found that, and then whenever I flip through, you know, my music on my iPhone, I would just be putting that on. Um, it's very cheers you up quite a bit. So yeah, so I like that one a lot. Another one I like is Just One Life. This one really threw me off in terms of like they went heavy with this. I mean, pretty heavy, like all things considered. Like I didn't expect. Let me make sure I'm talking about the right one. Yeah, it started out like a little like with some lighter instrumentation, and then the riffs came in, and it was just like they were just really full and like a lot harder than I would have expected. And then the vocals in the chorus on this one are beautiful. They're awesome. It's like really passionate. It's like some rocker kind of like kind of stuff. I think like oh yeah, it's great. It's really good. And yeah, very badass. I'm so that was like kind of part of my little like realization that it's like yeah, this isn't a band you can quite easily write off. And I'm sure there's plenty of people that do because like they are really big. I've seen people on social media writing off Radwimps these days and stuff like that. So if they're doing it to them, like they're doing it to, they're probably doing it to SPYAIR. But yeah, it's very passionate and just really just I don't know. It's like I don't know if it's the tuning or the distortion of it, or like if it is actually just like that. It's heavy, but like I really like the chords that come in. The riffs, they come in really full, really full, really powerful. So, let's see what else. Yeah, so yeah, number 3 for me, or like number 3 in my recommendations, like another one of them is Genjo Destruction, which is another like passionate kind of banger to a certain degree. I think this got a bit of airtime on like maybe it was just MTV Japan, but it had like the kind of passionate like guitar riffs that I was talking about earlier. Kind of gave me like a Rise Against feel a little bit. But then it's a little bit more anthemic than something like Rise Against, but it's like I just hear these like guitar riffs and I think of like, like growing up in high school, like with like Savior by Rise Against and stuff like that. That's like the vibe I get. So it's very passionate and anthemic and kind of a banger at the same time. Like it's it's dope. It's like really dope. It's like what I'm trying to say. Yeah. So, God, I just got hit. I also got hit in my ear with like 18 notifications from people. Guys, I'm streaming. Leave me alone. I don't know who. Oh man. Let me see. I'm taking notes, so after the stream, I'll go and check them out. Cool. Kimiko told Ducky to bop Jeff on the arm for her. Yeah. Genjo Destruction is actually my favorite, says Delta. It was an insert song in the Gintama movie. They have it over a fight scene, which I'm sure is not surprising. I could see how that would work. Yeah, so stream time is always the best time to get notifications. No, because like you can't hear it, so you can't see. It just looks like I'm having a brain fart halfway through a thought, and then like halfway through like saying something because I'll go and then like kind of drift off for a second. It's the worst time. It's the absolute worst. Makes me look bad, but you laugh at my pain and my stumbling, so that's, and I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. I'm here to amuse you. So other songs, let's see. Rage of Dust was another banger, I believe. That one only had a short PV available on YouTube. I'm really gonna have to dig into this like more over the next few days. It was just kind of hard for me to kind of like really dig through and find stuff I liked. So instead of like listening through albums, because there are songs that they have that I'm not like, it's just not my thing. Like the ones like I Want to Be that are like just very, really like a you know a pop rockish mainstream kind of song, Annie song basically. I've just heard that like 18 billion times, especially with Visual K and their jaywalk, their jaywalk song archetype, where they try and impersonate a Annie song band. Like I'm just, I just don't have any room for it. Although I am realizing that may be a slight miscalculation on my end, due to the fact that the actual Annie song bands are like extremely good at it. So it's like a higher level of quality than I'm used to from, for example, indie Visual K band trying to get some attention on the scene, kind of making songs that sound like they could go on animes and stuff, So I could definitely appreciating it. Like listening through Scandal's album, for example, it's like, okay, yeah, they did the shit out of that Annie song thing. And then listening to Rookies is Punked and now SPYAIR, like it's giving me a newfound appreciation for it. I think it's important not to, be careful, make sure you don't get too elitist as we all fall down like the indie rabbit holes in Visual K and J-Rock and J-Metal. Because Japan's very different in that, like, just because they're mainstream doesn't mean that they're bad. That's kind of like it's almost a meme at this point for like Western music, especially in the rock scene. But it's not really the case in Japan, I would say. So, but yeah, so because like there is some stuff that it's just not my style. I ended up like going through as many of their PVs as I could find. So now that I have an idea of like which songs are which and which ones that I like, I'm probably going to dive into their stuff that I found on Apple Music and get into it from there. But Rage of Dust really seemed like a solid banger from what I heard. And then I also quite enjoyed their most popular PV on YouTube, which is Imagination. I believe is what it translates to. Yeah, man, that's got like, I mean, it's been around since 2014, but still it's got like 31 million views. Yeah, it's wild. This is an exception to what I was like talking about. This is an exception to the thing where I said that anime opening kind of Annie sounding songs are like not really my thing. This is an example of like a band like SPYAIR doing it so well that it becomes my thing. Like, I think they really nailed the verses. The vocalist is singing like a melody in the fairly simplified, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like they're just very, they're pretty simple verses that are like built around like a feel good vocal melody. And then it ramps up intensity, and then it like slams into the chorus, which is like a nice, powerful, anthemic Annie song kind of chorus. And the way they handled it was just very, like thought went into it. Like I appreciated that a lot because it's like again, like that passion bleeding through and everything, like it made me relate to the Annie song. Because like a lot of these, I'm sitting there, like a lot of the Annie song stuff, the chorus is like all happy and inspired and stuff. And I'm like, well, you haven't sold me on why I should be happy and inspired while listening to this song right now, which sounds a little dark, but I mean, come on, like, what kind of, look at all this, listen to all the different kinds of music we listen to. Like, if you're gonna make like the happy, the happy song, the Be Happy song, that's a very tired trope, especially among mainstream songs. I don't know if you guys remember, but on their last album, Bring Me the Horizon made a song mocking it called Happy Song. And the lyrics are hilarious because he's basically talking about, he's like borderline suicidal, or the whole world's going to shit, but if I sing along to a happy song, everything will be okay. And so that's kind of like the general attitude. Like a lot of people that don't like dig like a lot of mainstream stuff in the West, at least, like get towards that. And I get that vibe from the Annie song thing. So when like a band goes in and like they make you feel things and they mix it up and they give you a reason to like get into it, and then they hit you with like the anthemic chorus, like they build up to it, I think LMC does that too, in like when they do their stuff, like when they do songs that are more Annie song, quote unquote, like what was the one we were listening to? I know there's some LMC fans in the chat that the Dystopia does that like extremely, like goes like builds and then jumps into like the anime chorus over time. So that's kind of like what is going on here. But like SPYAIR is really handling it in like a really high quality level, to the point where it got my attention, got me listening, got my foot tapping, my head bobbing. Very solid stuff. So yeah, I think in terms of the live, it's going to be interesting because like for the pictures I've seen, actually it seems like they do a fair bit of touring already. So I think they're going to like knock it out of the park. Some of the pictures you see up here, like these aren't huge venues, but although they have played huge venues, but they seem to be pretty comfortable in like making different size stages work for them. Again, if I'm wrong about that, I'm wrong about that, but I am trying to like go in as blind as possible with SPYAIR as well. For if I end up covering the writing the live report for the SPYAIR concert, I do like to, if I don't know the artist already, I do like to come in kind of blind and just kind of know the music and then get like an impression of what's going on, or and then get like a first impression of their actual performance, like as they play that music. So so that's about all I had for SPYAIR. Just kind of casual, quick introduction into the band. I would definitely give everything a listen that they've got, up on their YouTube channel. If you go to their YouTube channel, actually, and let me see, it's SPYAIR official YouTube channel, and you just go to the if you go to the videos tab, they have a section called music. That's it's not the uploads. That's the very first thing at the top is music, and they've set their channel up in the way that you can do where it's all their most viewed music videos from like most viewed to less viewed, and you can hit play all, and it'll just play this playlist of their like highest profile PVs and stuff. So a lot of it is spanning like the last 6, 7, 8 years potentially. I'm seeing upload dates on this, but I think for Imagination, for example, no, this one's like, some of them may or may not actually be older than the upload date of the PV. But it covers like a fairly broad range of their styles and sounds. And then based on what you like, I would go look them up on Apple Music. You can just type their name in. They've got pretty good branding. Or like the name is like, it's good. It's pretty good SEO, so they can they show up pretty easily. They have a best album from 2014. They have Kingdom from 27, which was their 2017 album, and then they have a few other albums on here. And a lot of the songs I mentioned are actually in the top songs on Apple Music, like Imagination's #1, Some Like It Hot's #3 and #4, actually, from 2 different albums. And Imagination from the best albums, #5. Rage of Dust, Just One Life, yeah. So I'm clearly not alone on here. Genjo Destruction, yeah. So yeah. Yeah. Also, I kind of like, there's a Apple Music also has an artist playlist for them that's SPYAIR Essentials. So if you play that, it's gonna play like a lot of the big names. Like if I'm listening to it, like Rage of Dust is on here. Which, by the way, man, they opened that with some hard dubstep. Like some strong wubs there. Yeah. So they have an Essentials playlist on Apple Music. Yeah, it looks pretty impressive. It's not too long, but it's got a lot of the stuff I talked about on here as well. I like the tagline that they have for it. It says, "Thundering J-rock riffs and roaring vocals amp up the energy." Actually, chat. Let me read this real quick. They've got a little blurb here. Let me see how you like how Apple Music pitches SPYAIR to listeners. With their blend of hard rock and J-pop, SPYAIR boasts songs big enough to blow the roof off the world's biggest arenas. Since 2005, the Nagoya Quartet has mixed driving rhythm guitar attacks with electronic beats and punchy synth flourishes, resulting in kinetic sounds that have fueled popular anime series like Bleach, Gintama, and Mobile Suit Gundam. The high drama of action-powered dynamics synchronized perfectly with SPYAIR's hooky melodies and shout-along lyrics, making for a potent J-rock spectacle. I like that phrase, shout-along. That's good. I like that, shout-along lyrics. I'm going to steal that. Yeah, so very nice. All right, we'll check in with chat, and then I'm going to go ahead and wrap up, and we will get ready for our 9 p.m. stream, which is going to be the last one of these. It's going to be Miyavi. Probably get into it a little bit more intensely, just based on general demand. I think there's a lot of people that would want us to go in a little deep on Miyavi, and Miyavi has done a lot of stuff lately too. So there's also that, but. Yeah, I'd like to give you guys a little bit of just a casual intro to some of these. These are big names, rookies in SPYAIR, but I know a lot of people, are going to be being introduced to them in the States for the first time. Because they've only recently started reaching out to overseas and stuff. So, okay. Genjo Destruction is my favorite, but I also remember Samurai Heart, Sakura Mitsusuki, and I'm a Believer from Delta. Also, Delta says, I'd say that's accurate. So, okay, cool. There you go. Lauren says, I like to shout along. Yeah, I'll have to get into Gintama. It looks pretty cool. I like the art style and stuff. It looks like fun. But Jeff, you do that regardless? I space out regardless? Maybe. It's gonna happen less and less though. I'm finding my groove. I'm hitting my niche. Not my niche, but I'm hitting my sweet spot slowly but surely. I'm getting in the zone more and more. I just need to get a quality amount of sleep. Which I did last night, so I guess I have. There's the wrench winches are on my ass about. Apparently, I just spaced out on my own. So, yeah, I'm working on that. So, or maybe I won't. Maybe I won't because it amuses people. So. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and peace out. Thanks for watching. And, feel free to share this and the rookie stream with any friends that are going to AWA. just a little nice little pregame warm-up stream. Smash the like button if you liked it. Subscribe if you're if you want to get more notifications, especially to get notifications for this week, since it's kind of going to be variable when we stream. We're actually almost at 1,500 subscribers, which holy shit, thank you. Streaming channels that do largely streaming don't really grow in subscribers that much usually, from what I understand. But this is a fair bit more from when we started. Like, I think when we started, it was like 1,200 or 1,300. So the fact that I'm not putting out any like more digestible videos on here and just these long streams, and the subscriber counts there isn't that much, I'm happy and humbled and appreciative. So thank you. Yeah, and with that, I will bid you all adieu and see you in a bit for MYV.